Thanks for selling your car to Carvana. Here's your check.
Whoa, when did I get here?
What do you mean?
I swear it was just moments ago that I accepted a great offer from Carvana online. I must have time traveled to the future.
It was just moments ago. We do same-day pickup. Here's your check for that great offer.
It is the future.
It's the present and just the convenience of Carvana. Sorry to blow your mind.
It's all good. Happens all the time.
Sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times may vary and fees may apply.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. And joining us in studio customarily, as she does on Mondays, is Jackie Ray. Jackie Ray, it's great to see you.
It's great to be here.
Let me just say this. I have long been a Deion Sanders fan.
Same.
I've appreciated, despite I may not always appreciate the antics and the bravado, I still appreciate him for what he's done at Jackson State, turning around Colorado. Mm-hmm. You can't argue with the results. But he disappeared for the better part of a month.
Right.
People were concerned about his health because he did have 2 toes amputated, his last round of blood clots. Mm-hmm. I thought, because they had this press conference today, that he was going to announce that he was going to step down.
As did I.
As it turns out, he announced that he had his gallbladder removed due to bladder cancer. And this is very quick. I'll play some of it. This is what his medical team had to say.
But at this point, you have a bladder tumor. And from there, we'll go get it removed. And then, Dr. Kirkasia, it was... Go ahead.
Yeah, so we proceeded with removal of the bladder tumor. It showed a very aggressive, very high grade, invading through the bladder wall, not into the muscle layer, something we call very high risk, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer. So we did discuss options. We discussed some options of treatment in the bladder, and we discussed bladder removal as well. Given his commitments to his family and to the team, elected to undergo a bladder removal. We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
Deion Sanders, and I can't play it. It was like a 40-minute press conference, which was not taken live on ESPN or Fox Sports, which was weird to me, but that's an aside. Deion was saying like he has to wear Depends underwear for like the rest of his life because he has no bladder control. He cannot control urination. I don't know what his quality of life is going to be, but my question to you is, should he have stepped down given that his health, even though he may be past the operation, he's still going through recovery?
I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is because I always, this is a question that hopefully won't come for most of us, but it probably will come for a lot of us when you get to that age where you have to make a choice of, do you want to stop working or do you want to keep doing what you love? And I think the second you stop living is when things go awry for you. And this is his passion. This is something that he's obviously very good at. He definitely influences young men to go out into the world, be it football or just life in general, to be better people. So I think he's very much needed, and it's a passion for him and it gives him life. And so I don't think you should ever stop doing anything that you're passionate about. My dad used to always say the second you start living is when you start dying. And so I think he needs to keep doing what he loves.
I have to appreciate, because he's been very public about his faith, and I appreciated that about him. But I think he also sent the message that, hey, don't cry for me. I'm a very blessed person. In fact, listen to what he has to say and how he puts it, and I think in a wonderful perspective. I'll have to actually put the clip. All right, here we go.
I never once through this whole journey said, God, why me? Because I would have to say, God, why being you sit me up here in front of these wonderful people? Why you give me the position of the head football coach of the prestigious university? Why you allow me to father 5 wonderful kids? Why you give me these relationships with these wonderful people? Why me, Lord, did I have some of the things that I have? I can never say that. I can never say the other side because I'm going to have to ask that. I said, Lord, whatever it is that you're doing, let me know what it is so I could expedite the process.
He's been through 14 surgeries in 4 years. I don't know how emotionally I would respond to that, assuming everything went right with all the surgeries.
Tired.
14 surgeries in 4 years, and we know that he lost two toes to amputation. And I don't know, because he's been closely guarding his health, I don't know what other issues that he's been dealing with.
Yeah, he's 57, and so that's 14 surgeries in.
I'm 55. Okay,
that's a lot.
We're in the same space, basically.
Right? You're talking, when you talk about these types of surgeries, you're literally, in my mind, this is something that starts happening later in life, and then you have to start thinking about these things. But that mindset is very much, you have to take the good with the bad, and he has had a very blessed life, and so I applaud him for that. I don't know that most of us would be able to do that, though. I don't know if most of us would be able to sit down and say, I've had a great life, because I think that once you say that, we all have to deal with our mortality sooner or later. We just do. The second you lose somebody that's close to you, you have to start dealing with your own mortality. But for him, he's dealing with it in a different way. He's dealing with it in, my body is showing me that it is not up to par. And so that for him to be sitting there and looking
who was a world-class athlete across 2 professional sports.
So for him to be sitting there and have such decorum and such positivity and talk about the good people that he wants to continue to bless in his life, he's different. We've always known Deion is different, but this proves that he's different. And his faith is what's keeping him grounded right now.
Now, I made mention to it, but you and I both work in media. You and I have both worked in sports media. I was very taken aback when I realized that neither ESPN nor Fox Sports took the press conference live, nor had a reporter reporting on it as it was happening. They just made a mention of it later. Am I making too much of that?
No, we should all be making a lot of that. Is, when you have someone like Deion, you've covered every aspect of his career. You've covered everything from him waking up to him laying down. He's had a whole reality show. So you've covered every aspect of his life. And now when he's at a moment that is pivotal for him he's clearly getting the support. So I'm not saying he needs it, but as a sports organization, and it is your job to report on everything that is sports related, and you're not reporting on one of the biggest names in sports, telling you one of the biggest things that happened in his life, to me, that's an agenda. And I don't know what the agenda
pissed somebody
is.
Off.
He did. But you know what? People piss me off every day. If they have a story, I still do it because I'm ethical and I'm a journalist.
Yeah, that bothered me because that was, to me, a conscious decision, an editorial decision. You don't miss that. That was that was a news moment that you still cover. Do you cover it for the whole 40 minutes? Maybe not. Maybe you do 10 minutes, you drop out of it, and you recap it like we do here on KFI for a lot of press conferences.
They should have at least had a cameraman there, record the whole thing, edit it up, and make it a 3-minute package.
Or you have it split screen. It's like we're monitoring the Deion Sanders press conference. We'll let you know. He just announced that he's survived bladder cancer surgery. He's going to remain on as the head coach.
Because this is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Surviving any type of cancer is a big deal. Surviving cancer and not resigning your position is a bigger deal.
Well, let's not forget ESPN with the whole, Jimmy V cancer, foundation,
right?
And the whole thing that they do every single year, it just rings real hypocritical.
Yep, and the optics. That would be always my concern. Regardless of what the real reason for you not covering it, what do the optics say? I'm just saying, ESPN, do better.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. When we come back, we're going to talk about some WNBA. We have Ice Cube, who's been a guest on the show, so I have nothing against him. He obviously is the founder of the Big Three and is a rival to the NBA. The NBA does not want the Big Three to succeed at all. You may remember about a year ago, he made an offer, don't know if it was real or not, for Caitlin Clark to come play at the Big Three for $5 million. Now, of course, Caitlin Clark make more than $5 million in endorsements. But the question is now, was the same offer extended to Angel Reese, who is perceived to be her adversary, her yin to her yang? We'll get into that next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. Live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. And we're still going beyond the box score with Jackie Ray, who joins me in studio. You can take a look at both of us on our YouTube simulcast as Jackie Ray waves to the crowd. Jackie, you and I love talking basketball, WNBA, and the intersection between NBA and WNBA issues. The Big Three is, I don't want to say it's competition, but it is opposition to the NBA.
Right.
The NBA's been trying to kill the Big Three, the 3-on-3 league that Ice Cube founded for years now. But the WNBA has come into focus because Ice Cube has been trying to recruit the likes of Caitlin Clark, who I don't think it was an honest attempt, but he offered her $5 million last year to play against men, with men in the Big Three. And Caitlin Clark obviously was going to make more money in the WNBA and also being allowed to get the endorsements through WNBA sponsors.
Right.
She makes more than $5 million easy. But there was a story which came out this week in which Ice Cube, I guess he was asked about Angel Reese, whether she would get a similar offer from him and the Big Three. And he said, basically, no, Caitlin is a bigger star, could bring in more eyeballs. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing.
What did he get right or what did he get wrong about that?
Let me tread lightly. I think in essence, he got it right. I think Caitlin Clark would be a bigger draw. In essence, because we've seen that she brings a very specific fan base, and just statistically in the country, that's just demographically it's just a larger demographic. I think where he got it wrong is to say that Angel Reese wouldn't give an immediate spike to that league, because that's very wrong. I mean, Angel Reese has she's like the Beyonce of basketball right now. People follow her because of what she's selling it on Amazon. You know what she's a beauty icon.
I think she might be up to maybe 10 million in endorsements at this point.
Easy. She comes across my feed every day about, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'll be right in her little Amazon shop to see if there's anything in there that might work for me.
She is a moneymaker for the WNBA and beyond.
Yes. And I think for Ice Cube to say that, now here's where people would be like, now we've seen a lot of Caitlin Clark. Now her first year in, obviously it was about the threes and all of that good stuff. But what I think we're seeing right now is more of who Caitlin Clark actually is in this, even with the injuries and her flopping and things of that nature. I don't think that we're talking about one player being better than the other.
Yeah. Can I say it this way? I think, I wouldn't call it the sophomore jinx, but the league has adjusted to Caitlin Clark and her game.
Right.
And making her be more than just a shooter. When they make her a distributor, she's turnover prone.
Yeah.
And she's
always been like that, though.
And she's a volume shooter. In other words, she needs to shoot a lot of shots to get her points. And if you can make it more difficult for her to be successful as a shooter, that really limits her game.
Yeah, she doesn't spark fear anybody, because if she gets hot, you can make her go cold. And so I think, to your point, they have learned who she is as a player. With Angel Reese, she has learned how to, if her shot doesn't go down, she has still learned how to be effective. I tell people this all the time. Everybody in the game has a bad night. What you need to know how to do is still be productive while you have a bad shooting night. And she's learned how to do that. She's learned how to distribute the ball. She's learned how to take care of the ball.
Her assists are up. Her scoring's up.
Everything on her numbers is up. So when you try to say, Caitlin Clark is better, then you're tapping into the hype. And I'm going to just go out and say it. The hype, a lot of the hype that comes with Caitlin Clark is very negative, race baiting hype.
I read the blogs. I read all the things that they say about Angel Reese don't have anything to do with basketball.
Nope.
Let's just be clear and let's be honest about that. But I will say this, that is going to generate millions and millions of dollars for the WNBA. We talked about this. This is their CBA year, the collective bargaining agreement. They're in negotiations now. These players are going to get paid, not to the level of NBA players, because they're still not bringing in that type of revenue, but this rising tide is going to lift all boats, and they're going to double, if not triple, their salaries.
As they should, because when you're talking about the endorsement deals that they're getting, the TV sponsors that they're getting, the TV deals that they're getting, and this is what I tell people all the time. They're like, they're asking for money, and the league's never been in the black. You guys are talking about money from your bank account.
Yeah.
Rich people broke and regular people broke is not the same broke. And so this is not a league that is in any danger of going bankrupt tomorrow.
But they don't understand the business. When you sell the broadcast rights, you're talking about 10 years out. And then the networks have to then sell them for the commercials and recoup their money. There is a trajectory to all this.
Yes.
They are growing by leaps and bounds, where this league is going to be making far more money in 2-3 years than it is right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, you think
the games
about
on ABC, ESPN.
Yep. The New York Liberty are right now valued at $450 million. The Golden State Valkyries, which this is their first season in the league, are already valued at $500 million. So obviously the money is there. The fans are there. As a reporter who's been covering the LA Sparks, it is so fun to see because the LA Sparks just started winning. They just went on a 5-game win. Yeah, woo, woo.
I know, it's been a while.
Woo, woo. Yeah, I know. It's like, wait, what happened? I know, but it's so fun to watch how many people are there. And so before they went on this win streak, though, they were still packing out their arena because people were coming not only to see them, but to see the other team. So the league is growing across the board.
What people don't know, and they may not be old enough to remember or know as a historical perspective, when Magic and Bird came into the NBA was averaging less attendance than the WNBA is right now.
I tell people that all the time. When Michael Jordan came into Chicago, there was a soccer team that was getting more butts in the seats than the Chicago Bulls. So it is what it is.
The NBA was like getting 5,000 and 6,000 people. You know, it's not. I'm not talking about LA and New York. I'm talking about the smaller markets.
Right.
You know, he had Milwaukee. No one was going to see the Milwaukee Bucks.
And now they're the hottest ticket in town.
Right. So there is a historical parallel here. It's not going to happen overnight, but they are definitely, they as in WNBA players, they're about to get paid. And for those who are angry about the shirts of the All-Star game, talking about pay us,
they just don't understand the numbers.
They don't get
People don't read. I want to say one more thing about Ice Cube, though.
Sure.
The other thing that bothers me about this, Ice Cube has long been this man that has exalted himself as a pro-black man who is about black people and is about his community. So why he took this moment to say anything disparaging about a black woman bothers me.
Here's what bothers me about what Cube did. He based it around statements that Angel Reese made a year ago.
Right. But out of context, though, because she didn't say that she couldn't pay her bills. She said based on her WNBA salary alone, which she said if that was all I had to live on, I couldn't pay my bills. But that's not all the money she's getting.
But she's also speaking on behalf of the players who don't have the endorsement income, who don't have the ability to supplement their income. And that goes back to Brittany Griner, why people were playing overseas to supplement their income, and because the WNBA was not paying them enough.
So what's the lesson here? Read before you speak.
It's later with Mo Kelly. When we come back, Jackie Ray, I don't want you to leave yet because there is this new trend and term going around talking about man-keeping, where some women are upset because they are seen as having to take care of men in a therapeutic sense. And they're...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I'm rather offended. But we'll get into it. KFI AM 640, we're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And this next story, Twala gave it to me, and I was reading this. It just made me madder. The more I read it, the further I got into it, the more angry I became. Because I'm thinking, like, this can't be real, but it is real. There is a new, I'll say, psychotherapy term, which is making its way around social media, and it's called mankeeping. Mankeeping. It just sounds just real disrespectful, because it is. It describes the work women do to meet the social and emotional needs of men in their lives, from supporting their partners through daily challenges and inner turmoil to encouraging them to meet up with their friends. It just makes us like, are we just helpless or something? Are you like, is that another word for new mother? You're saying men can't function without women? Is that what this article is trying to say?
I mean, there's not a women loneliness epidemic.
In a 2021 survey, 15% of men said they didn't have any close friends, up from 3% in 1990. Who the hell did they ask? The same report showed that in 1990, nearly half of young men say they would reach out to friends when facing a personal issue. 2 decades later, just over 20 to 2/3% said the same. When, according to somebody, women, quote, women tended to have all of these nodes of support they were going to for problems, whereas men were more likely to just be going to them. You know, this is what I think, and this is going to sound very sexist. I think men play the role of opening up for the benefit of getting with a woman. They're fake opening up. They're not actually opening up, Because why is it a man is just going to tell all of his deep-seated issues and problems? No, we don't do that. We're not built that way. Look at Mark Ronner. You think he talks to the long-suffering one and tells all his deep, dark secrets? Look at Tony Sorrentino. He doesn't talk to women. Not like that, at least.
Oh, God.
Tony, am I wrong? It's radio. You have to actually turn on your mic.
I know. No, I just keep to myself.
Thank you. Mark, am I wrong?
I don't really want to be dragged into your filth here. You just proceed without me. Dig your own grave.
All I'm saying is men were not built that way. Now, can we open up under the right circumstances? Yes, but we're not emotionally dependent on women now more so than 25 years ago. That's BS. It's BS. And they want to ascribe a term to it. They want to emasculate us and say, mankeeping. Men have to be kept. They're emotionally fragile. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know where to turn.
Look, I'm looking at Carnisha like, girl.
This is not real. What is this? It's from the New York Times. Okay, it's fake news. Male social disconnection. This is from the article. Male social disconnection is a larger problem. Rather than viewing man-keeping as an internet-approved bit of therapy speak used to dump on straight men, experts said, whoever they are, experts said they see it as a term that can help sound the alarm about the need for men to invest emotionally in friendships. You have got to be kidding.
Because if you're not talking to your girl, then and you're not talking to your guys, your boys, then who are you talking to?
Okay, we talk to ourselves.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
All the time. I'm in the shower. And I say, I can't believe this mother father did what? If I see so-and-so at the job, we're going to have a misunderstanding. And I feel better. Why? Because I'm not being interrupted like my wife always does. I get to finish my thoughts. I get to have a whole full-on conversation. And I'm respected, and my thoughts are respected. Not everything needs to be shared with everyone. Okay? Look.
That sounds like pent-up energy when you don't let that out. And I think that is the problem.
The best part of life is wisdom and knowing when to say certain things and knowing to whom you should and should not say certain things. Not everything needs to be said. Everything I think about Tuala, I'm not sharing with Tuala, okay? Mm-hmm. That's my man, 50 grand. But I don't need to say everything.
I feel that some people in the chat could profit from that thought process.
Yeah, I don't. Eric Lasardo in the chat says, Mo doth protest too much. What am I protesting? No, I have no problem. If you as a man feel more comfortable bearing your soul to whatever woman is in your life, then God bless you. I take issue with the idea that men are somehow suffering more in 2025, or we're more emotionally immature and underdeveloped, or we can't handle our emotions. We're just we're emotionally infantile, and we don't know how to handle emotions in the 21st century.
Yeah, but can we agree that most men listen to me. Most men have a lower emotional IQ than women. Can we not agree about that?
You say that our EQ is lower.
Your IQ, your emotional IQ.
That's called
lower.
EQ.
Okay, it's lower. Yeah, exponentially.
No, we're not going to. No.
But that's just proving my point.
No, we're not going to agree. You said, can we agree? No, we can't agree.
You can't agree. You just said that you would rather have a conversation with yourself in the shower, and you don't think that your emotional IQ might be lower than your wife's?
No. Absolutely not. Because my wife is far less delicate than I am as far as nuance and understanding someone else's feelings.
That sounds made up.
It's accurate, though.
Oh, my God. You know, it is part of our nature to be nurturing and to care. That is exactly how we were designed.
It's part of your nature to nag, too.
Not necessarily.
It's part of your nature to not leave us alone. It's part of your nature to not know when to stop talking. If I could just get women to understand, sometimes just stop talking. Just stop. Carnation, don't say it. Just stop talking. For example, there are days, and this is for women, there are days when your man comes home, he doesn't want to hear anything about anything. Don't ask him, so tell me about your day. So how are you? No. Just because he walks in the door, That is not an opportunity to start a conversation. Sometimes a man just wants to be able to come in, sit down, maybe have a beverage, and be alone in his thoughts, and then he'll reemerge from his emotional cave a little bit later on. But you guys talk about emotional intelligence and IQ. You don't necessarily recognize when there's a time to stop talking.
Well,
But go ahead, girl. Listen, go ahead.
That's communication. Hey, babe, I know you're excited to talk to me, but just give me a couple of minutes to debrief. I had a hard day at work, and then we could talk in like 20 minutes.
And I've done that, and I get a lot of flack for that.
Oh.
Get called insensitive, or it's like you don't know how to communicate. No, I communicated that I don't want to communicate.
I mean, I feel that there's, conversely, when I've been in a relationship, when I've had a partner come home, there have been times when he's come home and I've looked at the clock and I'm like, oh, he about to get here. I just don't want to be in his company. That's not to say anything about him per se, but I'm a loner at heart. And so maybe that's what's happening. I think these are two different things. I'm a loner at heart. I like to be by myself. I enjoy my own company.
Eric Lasardo says, on the Motown chat on YouTube, wow, did Mrs. Mo lose her hearing today? No, she's not listening to the show. She knows I'm right anyhow. And Me says, Mr. Mo Kelly, you better choose your words wisely. Hey, just saying.
Yeah, I think we passed that.
You know why?
I think we passed that.
Because I'm the man of my house. I have nothing to worry about. I am ruler of all I survey.
If Mo's not here tomorrow,
it means I chose not to come in. And I let everyone know my decision was final.
You see his chest, y'all? He done poked his chest out.
That's
he
right.
said it with his chest.
That's right. Real men in 2025.
Oh, okay.
And yet we've sat here and been pretty quiet this whole time.
No. You all were running your mouth the whole segment.
No.
This is time for you to sit and listen. Okay?
Chat.
Okay?
Unleash. Release the Kraken.
It was James Evans who said on Good Times. Said it best.
God, here we go.
Only two places for
Please don't do that.
Because look
you
here.
have to cut the cameras all the way off.
Don't do that.
Look at Mark
Don't do that.
Like, I want to secretly agree, but if I say something, I'll go down with
No.
it.
Psst. Mo, what are you doing right now? What are you doing?
I'm taking the bullet for all
That's
the
not a
men
bullet.
out there.
That is an AR.
It's not helping. You are not helping us.
Mankeeping needs to go somewhere. It's not a real thing. Women. Not gonna.
You gonna drive around for extra time tonight and just be in the car second? You didn't hear the show, did you?
She will be asleep when I get home.
Luckily, that's
and
why you're saying this.
And she's listening right now. She would say, "Yeah, that's pretty accurate." He says that at home. I'm being serious. I'm absolutely being serious. Janet B on the chat says, "Love you, Mo." See, they know I am.
No, this is her emotionally keeping you right now.
Daryl Sexton says, "Take it to the hallway." Should we take it to the hallway?
I think we should.
Oh Lord,
we're gonna take it to the hallway.
Haven't you done enough?
Yes.
Tell him, Mark.
I'm gonna dig deeper. I got a shovel and I want to keep on digging.
I cannot.
Well, ladies, remember though, men don't need to be kept. Okay,
come on
now. I don't need any protection.
Let him use that shovel. Let him use it.
AM 640. Look, if you're listening right now, go to YouTube. That's the easiest way. At Mr. Mo Kelly. We're going to continue this conversation in the hallway. There'll probably be some inappropriate language, some profanity, but a whole lot of truth that I'm getting ready to tell you. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640 is Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on social media and the iHeartRadio app. And if you saw us in the hallway, we have a lot of people who just logged on. All that was real. I was not saying anything that I didn't mean. Tuala wasn't saying anything he didn't mean.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, we go to the hall to keep it real. It's 100.
And people will think like, was Mo like kidding? No, I was being absolutely 100% serious. There are times when I need folks to stop talking. Just stop talking. That is the emotional support that I need to know when I don't want to hear from you anymore. All right, let's go to the horoscope. Your weird and wild horoscope for this week. Aries, the individual is ready to explore love. But be aware, a Rogue Tuesday banana peel could lead to a surprise dance with a fire hydrant. What?
That sounds wild.
I've never danced with a fire hydrant. Don't worry, the cosmic energy shifts and your quick recovery will impress someone special. Ensure the dancing partner has good health insurance. Taurus, you feel exceptionally free. You might explore volunteering, but it could involve offering services as a professional llama whisperer or a taste tester for experimental artisan cheeses.
Nice.
I don't like cheeses. I don't like the experimental cheeses. I don't like the pungent smelling cheeses. No.
Ooh.
I just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
I need pungent.
Gemini. Mark.
Ready.
Creativity is engaged, perhaps a little too much. You could find yourself attempting to remodel your work desk into a sentient robot assistant. Or
that sounds just like me, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Or renovating your kitchen to include a self-stirring cauldron.
Nice.
Which is it going to be?
I just ordered some material to make some advanced super health drinks last night, and
cauldron is.
I made a complete mess out of the kitchen.
Okay.
That's a cauldron. You need a cauldron to help you not make messes.
Yeah, maybe there's something to these things after all, and I've been mocking them for no good reason.
Double, toil, trouble, cauldron, burn. What does it go? What does it say?
You're close. You're close.
Cauldron, bubble, something like that. Cancer. You may become involved in a confusing romantic situation involving a shared project and dramatically different ideas about whether a joint pottery class should focus on functional wear or interpretive sculptures depicting existential dread. Respond with logic, but feel free to add a little flair with a well-placed dramatic sigh. Leo, patience is rewarded, especially if that patience involves waiting for the perfect moment to unleash your inner flamboyant performer at an important business meeting. Just make sure your brilliant solution doesn't involve a glitter bomb.
Okay. There you go, Carnation.
Virgo, try a new approach to romance, even if that means letting a friend set you up on a blind date with someone who owns 27 miniature schnauzers and communicates primarily through interpretive dance. You never know, you might discover a hidden talent for communicating through canine-inspired gestures yourself. That should have been mine, because I got the schnauzers. Libra, you're the apple of everyone's eye, but be cautious. A confrontation around Thursday could involve an impromptu wrestling match over the last slice of cake at the office party. Your diplomatic skills may be tested, but remember, a well-placed compliment about someone's unique frosting choices can go a very long way. That's oddly specific.
Yes, it is.
Scorpio, here's yours to wallow.
Let's go.
A bit of romantic discord could turn into a potentially hot duet, so sing away. Just be careful that your emotional reactions around this Thursday don't lead to a spontaneous karaoke battle that accidentally sparks a minor international incident. And all the years I've known Tuwala, I've never seen him do karaoke.
I can't sing.
Neither can most people doing karaoke.
You're not supposed to know how to sing.
No. I was literally told that I should not do karaoke anymore. It was so off.
Was it someone that you were dating?
No. I went actually with my who did I go with? I went with members of my dojo. It was after a test. It was after a belt testing, and we were all very hyped and celebratory. Mm-hmm. We went karaoke. And one of my senior classmates after karaoke, they said, she's from out of the country. She said, Tuwala, I thought all black people can sing. Growing up where I grew up, we were taught that all black people can sing. You cannot. You are proof that the stereotype is not real. I had to look at her for a second. I'm like,
is this an insult or a compliment?
I'm so confused right now. And even the karaoke DJ, he was looking at me with such like, get your ass off the microphone.
But you can rap. We've heard that.
Yeah, but that's not really karaoke. That's like, no one cares about you rapping karaoke.
Sagittarius, that's me. Even with a foggy path ahead, you're on the right track. Just be cautious that if that path involves following a suspiciously cheerful squirrel holding a map to a hidden treasure chest filled with artisanal pickles, your instinct is strong, but so is your imagination. I don't get it.
Watch the pickle.
Squirrels and pickles, it just sounds wrong.
Watch the pickles, avoid the squirrels.
Tony, here's Capricorn.
All right.
Connections are extra easy, but your tendency to be a worrywart could lead you to overthink a simple coffee date into a potential hostile takeover of a small nation. Yeah. Didn't say she was fine, though. Acknowledge the worry, then persevere down your path, perhaps with a side order of extra whipped cream. Sounds kinky.
Don't go on coffee dates, Tony.
I don't like coffee.
You don't need to actually drink coffee on a coffee date.
You can get a matcha or a chai.
I don't even drink coffee.
Get
you know
some
where
tea.
my wife and I first met for our first date? Coffee shop.
Huh?
And I didn't get coffee. Look at me now.
Hot cocoa. There's lots of things you can get with that whipped cream, Tony.
Aquarius. Striking the balance between giving and getting may seem complicated, especially if getting, quote unquote, involves acquiring a vast collection of vintage space-themed socks. Keep things loose and free to make romantic discoveries, even if it's a mutual love for obscure extraterrestrial documentaries. And lastly, Pisces. You've been trapped in a labyrinth, but finding your way just got simpler. Finding your way out, I should say. Just be cautious, as the solution might involve following a flock of singing pigeons to a secret passage hidden behind a particularly fragrant pile of cheese. There's cheese again. Embrace the silliness. It might lead to unexpected joy. And there is your horoscope for this week. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.